This is the Hidden VTuber channel. I'm Hidden, and today we are playing some Vanguard Zero, specifically the Nubatama Clan Event. So, before we do our pulls, I'll do a quick rundown of how the Clan Event works for anyone who doesn't know. Clan Events, you collect fight tickets by... what did I just click? Yep, that's what I wanted to click. By doing the character fights, so this is where you normally just go burn your stamina. So, in addition to the normal materials, you get 1 ticket per 5 stamina you spend. So from this 15 stamina quick fight, I will get 3 tickets. And I am just doing this to get more tickets before we start. Because at the moment, I've got enough tokens for 10? For 10 pulls. So it's 1,000 tokens per 10 pull. And I have 200 fight tickets, so we'll use those up. Now these event fights against the AI have weighted damage thresholds on the lower end and then increased power on the high end. So normally you need to deal 6 damage to win a game. On very easy that's 4, easy that's 5, normal that's the game as it normally is. Hard, all of your opponent's units get plus 1,000 power. Very hard, they get plus 2,000 power. Which, well, you don't really want to grind manually. Fortunately, very hard, which is limited to once per day, gives you 10 triple rare materials for crafting, and it doesn't cost anything. Now this, once you have beaten it 3 times and you've achieved all of the missions, I believe you need both of those, you unlock the quick fight. But up until that point, you basically load a deck full of crits and then hit the auto button and make the AI fight itself, because it's not very fun fighting against an AI which is basically cheating. But yeah, I'm thankful I managed to get that fairly quickly. But after that point, you basically press on the screen a few times and you get your daily materials. For grinding out the tickets or tokens you need for doing the gacha, you want to do hard. I think the very first clan event in the game, it was actually more efficient to grind the very easy fight, but they fixed that so that you get the most out of doing hard difficulty fights. So we have a lot of challenge tickets, so we're going to burn those and hopefully get decent rolls for our materials. 400, yeah, that's pretty decent. We'll do that again. And ooh, I don't like the look of that. We only got 10 materials off that. 400 though, again, that's not bad. So we have not quite enough for 10 pulls. We'll burn the rest of our tickets and try and round that up to 5,000 gacha tokens. 150, that's alright for 5 fights, and yeah, we got up to the 5,000 point. Now the other parts of the event there are daily missions. So for gaining any ninja helmets or the gacha tokens, we get 10 bonus freely, which isn't a whole lot, but it adds up to around a single pull over the course of the event, so that's nice. There's also daily missions for the crafting materials, so you get 5 for hitting 40,000 VP a day, and 10 more for hitting 50,000. If you're grinding a lot of the character fights to get the fight tickets, the challenge tickets, then you'll hit this fairly easily. Otherwise, you kind of need to grind rank a bunch of times every single day, but that's not usually an issue. And the other missions, which are kind of for the entire event, I'm sliding with my scroll wheel a bit too far. You get some materials for beating the AI 1 time, 30 times, and then I believe 100 times, which we just hit while doing those quick fights for the event. And you get 2 perfect guards, 2 sentinels for free. So you get a head start with the gacha. And I think that's about it. Oh yeah, you get some of these tokens for the kind of cosmetics and pack ticket unlocks, which is nice. That's this over here, the event exchange, where you can get the cosmetics for your kind of customizable room, and also you can get gacha tickets off it, which this is probably what most people care about more. But yeah, we will jump into the gacha. What we're looking for is we really do need 4 of each of these triple rares at the top, with the the fixed drop rate of less than 1%. This is going to be fun. We only need 2 of Mijin Gakure, that is the perfect guard, the sentinel, which we've already got 2 of. Yozakura Kongo, that's the main grade 3 in, well, the Vanguard Zero version of this deck, other than the triple R Kuchikiri Kongo up here, so we want 4 of that. Kabuki Kongo we're not too concerned about because it's kind of pants in Zero. It was the other, rather than Yozakura Kongo, this was the main grade 3 which went with Kuchikiri Kongo in the physical card game version of the deck. Because Yozakura Kongo was released later, it was a bit underwhelming. But unfortunately, because of how Zero works, Kabuki Kongo is pretty much sidelined. Then everything else we are pretty much guaranteed to get playset of, so the rares and the commons. So we have 5 10 pulls. We need playsets of these less than 1%. This is going to be interesting. So, first 10 pull. Need to not hit the skip button by accident, which actually I can't. I normally play on my mobile. I'm playing in BlueStacks, an emulator at the moment, so I can't accidentally hit skip because like sticking my fingers on my monitor does nothing. So what have we got? Show me the shiny special effects. Ooh, that's not good. So we might not get a triple in this 10 pull. Yep. Commons and... Alright, that's our first Kokujo. Oh! Okay, so we've got 2 of our 4 Yozakura Kongo. That's a good start. Everything else, that's great. Okay, 1 more Kokujo. That's fine. Yep, Void Master. That's kind of valuable. Is that an? Is this an SP Chigasumi? This is a card we don't play. It's not good. So naturally we pull an SP. And... Oh! Kabuki Kongo, that's probably the one copy we're aiming for. And also another Voidmaster. Oh, we got Fuki. And another Fuki. Alright, that's a... an SP... Oh, which one is this? This is either Gozuo or Mezuo. I'm not sure, because no one ever uses this card. It's not a good card. I didn't use it in the physical version of this deck. So I know it's one of those, but I can't remember which it is. And... okay, Voidmaster. Alright, this is an SV... Dido... something or other. I can't remember. But yeah, this we don't want to have to play. Okay. More Kokujo, that's fine. And Fuki, SP Fuki. That's nice. I can appreciate that, because we do play Fuki. It's one of the best cards in the deck. Especially in Zero, given the huge nerfs to Dreadmaster and Voidmaster. Oh, nice. So that's our third Sentinel, if we include the two from the event missions. Okay, another Kabuki Kongo. Third Yozakura Kongo. I think that's the third Kabuki Kongo as well. Lots of doubles out of this pack. And the fourth Yozakura Kongo, so we now have our playset of those. Can we get surprise triple? No, doesn't look like it. Okay. And there's the Fuki. Right, so we... oh, wait, no, that was only 3 Kabuki Kongo. Yes, wait, no, that's what I said, isn't it? Yes, 3 Kabuki Kongo. Our playset of Yozakura Kongo, we only need one more, Mijin Gakure, the Sentinel. We have 3 Voidmaster, we like one more. I think we do play this because it's just more useful on the rear guard compared to Kabuki Kongo. 1 Dreadmaster. Dreadmaster is like my favourite card in the entire clan. In the real card game, it's super nerfed in Zero, to the point where it's just not great. The deck doesn't use a whole lot of resources, so you can kind of afford to play it because it's kind of overcosted at 2 Counterblast for getting rid of 1 card from your opponent's hand at the start of their next turn. So unlike the real version of this card, it doesn't immediately take a card out of their hand right when the attacker boost hits, and also the real version of the card only costs 1 Counterblast, so this is like super nerfed. It makes me sad. But we do kind of want more of them. We do still play it, I think, because it can come in handy just to burn resources on something, but otherwise it's painful. Oh, we've got all our Kokujo, we have all of our Fuki with 1 SP, and everything else down here we are well on our way to 4 of everything. We don't need to be too concerned about what's going on down there. Alright, so second 10 pull. Show me the shiny effects. Okay, so we do have triples, at least 1 triple. Alright, 5th Yozakura Kongo. That's fine, we want materials to craft with. Kokujo. Okay. Oh, an SP Kokujo, that's pretty nice. more materials. Okay. Commons and rares. And okay. We know there's a triple somewhere here, we just don't know where. Dreadmaster, Kokijo, Dairo, whatever. I can't remember what this is called. What is this called? We don't need more SPs of this. Come on, game. Oh, nice. So that's our first Tamahagane. This is a key card in the deck, and is that an SP? Tamahagane? That looks like the SP with the animation going on. That's very nice. Like, if the game can just give us all of our triple Rs as SPs, that would be really cool. It's not going to do that, but it would be nice. Now, can we get a second triple off this 10 pull? Because it can happen. Not in this pack. And we don't need SPs of this, we're not running it. Okay, that was pack 8. Pack 9. Where is the second triple? Can we get it? Oh, this is a pack full of... Those are all rares, aren't they? Yeah, those are all rares. Okay, that was a pack of rares. Alright, so we did at least get one Tamahagane. That is the SP, isn't it? That looks really nice. Yeah, this is a key card in the deck. It just removes one of your opponent's interceptors off the field, lets you get more attacks in, and if you combine it with other effects in the deck, you can permanently get rid of the card it gets rid of. Now, it does something which I can't remember any other cards in the game which do this at this point, but it removes an interceptor for free. I don't think there's any other costless effects which let you do this kind of thing. I mean, there are the cards in Narukami which negate intercept. I think they're also costless, but there's not many cards in the deck which do this. Not many cards in the deck? Not many cards in the game which do this. So this is definitely one of the stronger cards in the clan. Alright, so some materials there. We have rounded out. Yeah, we've got at least a playset of all of our rares. Same down here by the looks of it. The SPs of these, what is the name? Daidara Hoshi. And this is Gozuo. Hello, what is this thing called? Oh, this is Mezuo. Right. This is Gozuo, this is Mezuo, this is Daidara Hoshi. They are cards no one has ever played in the history of the game, pretty much. So even though I know the deck really well, I've never played these either. They don't go in the deck. So, third temple. Oh, possibly no triples. This isn't great. Alright, there's our fourth Kabuki Kongo. Oh, actually, an SP of Oboro Zakura is NK Vanilla. That's not too bad. Okay, oh, SP Dreadmaster. That's very nice. I'm happy about that. Even though it's nerfed, I'm still happy. Because, well, SP Dreadmaster just doesn't exist in the physical card game, so I can now say I've got an SP Dreadmaster. Okay, oh, another SP Kokujo. That's pretty cool. Did they up the rate for SPs? They might have. This feels like a lot of SPs. Okay, nothing there. Oh, 5th Kabuki Kongo, so that's another 25 double materials. That is our 4th Sentinel. That is very nice. We now have our playset. Oh, there's another 25 double rare materials. Okay. More materials. Stuff. Oh, that's an SP Kabuki Kongo. That actually looks pretty nice. With the effect kind of pulsing out from the center of its kind of attack. Or is that supposed to be a depiction of its limit break? That might be the depiction of its limit break, now that I think about it. Okay, so we got a bunch of materials, we completed our playset of this, we got the SP of this, some SPs down here. I'm getting a little antsy about this, because we are not seeing triples. We've seen one, and that's it. So our 4th 10 pull. Let's see the triple rare animation, please. Those and yes, okay, we have at least one triple. Another SP Oborozakura, nice. That's always welcome. Oh, okay, so we got our first Kujikiri Kongo. So this is a good start. We kind of need the full playset. Oh, okay. So that is, I think, also a triple. I never pay attention to the animations. I always hit the skip button. But I think that's the animation for the triple. So we'll kind of work our way around it. And then, nice, Tamahagane number 2, and hey, another SP Gozuo. Thanks, game. Really appreciate it. Okay, another Yozakura Kongo, some more materials. All right. Apparently, this pack is just these guys. Can I have one more triple? That would be really nice if I could see one, maybe 2 more triples out of this 10 pull. Maybe kind of wishful think. Oh, really? Why are you giving me so many SPs of this? I don't care. Oh, okay, more materials. 3rd SP Oborozakura, nice. Although that is a common, isn't it? Yeah, we could craft those on our own, and it wouldn't cost any clan-specific materials. But that's fine. We still like them anyway. SP Mijin Gakure, that is very cool. That looks really cool. We'll take a better look at it in a minute, but... SP Mezuho as well. Definitely essential. Come on, one more triple. Ah, no, okay. And SP Chigasumi, which we also don't care about. Okay, so we got 2 more triples, which means we are 5 short. Of our full playsets, but I mean we can get 5 triples in one more 10 pull, right? Easy. But yes, this is very cool. Everything else down here, we got 2 SPs of this. The SP Commons is a little bit whatever, but we'll take it. Now, we need 3 more of this, 2 more of this. Yeah, that's right. And this is temple number 5. So let's see what we've got. Show me the shiny animation. If this only goes up to the double rare animation, I am going to be super sad. And also spending a ton of gems on character fights for stamina refills to get more challenge tickets, to get more ninja helmets so I can catch them more. But yeah, I really want to finish the playsets for this clan because I just like it a lot and it's going to be strong in the future. Come on, let's see the animation. Yes! Okay, so we have at least our 4th triple rare. At least. Okay. Not a turn there. And, okay, more materials. Pack 3. Okay, so that is our 3rd Tamahagane. And more materials. I have to say, if I had to pick between pulling 4 of Break Ride and pulling 4 of Tamahagane, it would probably be 4 of Tamahagane. Just kind of looking forward to where the deck is going to go in the future. Because assuming there's no huge changes to the card effects in the next round of support, Tamahagane is still a 4 of in the deck, whereas the Break Ride isn't going to be as essential. I think in Zero it's still going to be played because you need to make up that total number of grade 3s because the grade ratios are fixed, but in the real life deck you don't think you really cared that much about the Break Ride. In the upcoming versions of the deck. In this version of the deck, it's kind of important. Okay. 2 SP Fukis. I'll take that. If we just have like 4 SP Fukis, I will be happy. Not as happy as I would be if we can get like 4 more 4 more triples out of the remaining 6 packs, but that might be a bit of an ask. Thanks, game. Okay, more materials, and an SB Daidara Hoshi. Yep. Okay, more doubles. You give me like remaining 2 packs, triple rare, maybe? Maybe? No? Okay. What is this? Kodachi Fubuki? Something like that. You also didn't play that card in the deck, in the physical card game either, so I can't remember its name. Come on. This is going to be a triple, right? No, it's not. It's Fuki. Well, we've got half of the triples we need. We could craft one. I don't really want to, but we can if we need to. Also, do we have... Oh, we only have 3 SP Fukis. We'd like the 4. 4 would be cool. The triple R's would be cooler. But this is still cool. Oh yeah, Kodachi Fubuki. Hey, I remembered it. Right. So, I said I was going to build... yeah, I said I was going to build whatever we pulled, didn't I? And then replay with it. This is going to be rough. This is going to be super rough. How about... is it worth spending the gems now? Is it worth spending the gems now for more flight tickets for... hang on, six missions? How have I got 6 missions? Oh, right, okay. So the 2 here, collect Nubatama cards. Yep. And then the 3 gacha tickets for doing the event gacha. So we'll have those. I mean, for another 10 pull, we need basically 1,000. Yeah, we need 1,000 gacha tokens. To get 1,000 gacha tokens, we need roughly 3 hard difficulty blocks of 10 fights in the event fights. Depending on whether or not we roll the right numbers for the gacha token drops. And to do that we need 240 fight ticket tokens. Sorry, yeah, fight tickets. Which means we would need to spend... let's see, 3... hang on, so every 3 is 15 stamina. 240 divided by 3 is 80? 80? So we need to do 80 character fights. 80 character... oh, is that right? Yeah, 80 character fights at 15 stamina each, which is 800 and... wait, 800 plus 400, that's 1,200 stamina. I don't think I have the gems for that. I definitely don't have the gems for that. Actually, do I? Every 75 is 100, so 20 times 75 is 1,500. I could eke out another 10 pull with my current gems. Maybe I'll do that at a different time. I won't do that for the stream, because it's just going to be me clicking the character fight a bunch, and that's not going to be fun to watch, although I'm not sure how fun me trying to do maths was to watch either. So let's create our Nubatama deck, which is not going to be a good build. Super incomplete whenever this screen wants to load in. The load times seem to be a bit slower on the emulator than they are on a mobile. Maybe it's because the resources it can use are restricted. So, oh right, we have the rental system. Maybe I'll use the rental system for the fights on stream. Might do that. That seems like a good idea. So what we want is, our first Vanguard is Kuroko. This is kind of half of the clan's entire mechanic. So the clan binds cards. This sends it to a separate zone, and it does so temporarily. And the opponent gets those cards back at the end of the turn, back to their hand. This is the part you want to follow up with. So once you've bound the cards, you want to use this effect to get rid of those cards before they go back to the opponent's hand, so they become a permanent minus to the opponent. So this is kind of essential. You run this or you run this. You have no choice. In the real life, the physical card game, you ran multiple of this because it was a priority target for removal. You probably had your first Vanguard copy, and then you probably ran like 2 other copies at least, for a total of 3. But this is Vanguard Zero. We have one, we run the one, and we're happy with it. We will put our Sentinels in. Sentinels save you from fatal damage. Tell you what, let's filter these out into the grade views. So we also want our 4 Fuki. We definitely want those, and then we kind of want to fill out with probably Dreadmaster. I'm kind of inclined to want to put some vanillas in, actually. Tell you what, I'll leave this slot the remaining 5 slots empty, because I want to take a look at resource usage on these guys. So we'll jump straight to our grade 3s. So we only have 1 copy of the Break Ride, which is super sad times. When you're at limit breaks or at 4 or more damage, you ride on top of this. Your Vanguard gets plus 10k power to the end of the turn, and you bind a random card from their hand, which returns to their hand at the end of the turn unless you get rid of it. Then, at the start of the next turn, they also discard a card from their hand. This is definitely weaker than its real-life counterpart. Kind of like Dreadmaster. The effect which would tell the opponent to discard on their turn has been moved to the start of... the effect which would cause the discard to happen on your turn, reducing the cards they have available in their hand for your attacks, is moved to the start of their next turn, which is weaker. It reduces the deck's kill power by quite a bit. And also, if they have 3 or less cards in hand, it gets plus 3k. This is probably one of the tougher conditions for the plus 3k on the Break Ride in the entire game. Possibly less so in Zero, but you really only kind of get into this territory late game, whereas you want to be Break Riding on top of this late game. So this is more an effect you want to have available during mid-game, which it won't be available during. It's a bit weird. Then the cards we'll be running 4 of will be Kabuki Kongo, Yozakura Kongo, and Voidmaster. So we'll put our Kujikuri Kongo up into there. Kabuki Kongo, this was the main grade 3 in the physical card game. It's now kind of more a backup grade 3 in favour of Yozakura Kongo, but we don't have the Break Ride, so we're running this anyway. When it attacks at limit break, counterblast 1, plus 10k, and bind all of your opponent's rear guards. They get them back to their hand at the end of the turn. This is the effect it had in the physical card game, which you might think, hey, it sounds strong. But in Zero, you need to go through your opponent's interceptors, which are their on-field grade 2s, before you can attack the Vanguard. This needs to go off when attacking the Vanguard, which means that, unlike the real life card game, unlike the physical card game, you can't swing straight at the Vanguard with this as your first attack and get their interceptors off the field. This can only affect their back row, ever, pretty much, which you really don't care so much about. It gives you more opportunities for removal in the long term, but it doesn't give you the kill power it does in the physical card game. Then this effect, which it did not have in the physical card game, when this unit attack hits the Vanguard, Soul Blast to Counterblast 1, which is a fairly hefty cost, to send 2 cards from your opponent's bind zone to the drop zone. This is the same effect as our first Vanguard Kuroko, except it also costs an additional Counterblast 1. This is kind of there as your backup in case Kuroko goes bye-bye, which you really do not want, but it'll happen because it's the main target for removal effects. Interestingly, if I remember correctly, Kabuki Kongo had a different secondary effect in the physical card game, which was Counterblast 1 to gain 2k power, I believe. Doesn't have this here, which is interesting. I assume they just decided to remove it in favour of this effect, which removes from the bind zone. I don't know about that. This card is super nerfed anyway. So overall, it's kind of underwhelming. It's there, but it doesn't do a whole lot, which is why we don't really want to run it, but we're kind of forced to. So there's our 4 copies. Actually, no. We'll run the rental copies, but we'll do that in a moment. Yozakura Kongo. This is now our main ride to break ride onto. So this was in the Fighters collection originally, and it was kind of underwhelming. If your opponent has 4 or more cards in hand, Counterblast 1, discard a card, plus 10k, and you bind 2 random cards from your opponent's hand, return them to the opponent's hand at the end of the turn. I think this has changed, actually. Yeah, so this has changed from, I think, 1 random card from hand, and then they choose a card and bind it, or choose a card and discard it? Or, no, it might have even have been the opponent chooses a card, binds it, and chooses another card and discards it. So this, I remember this being quite weak in the physical card game. You basically didn't use it. But the random binds 2, this is actually quite strong. If it was this in the physical card game, you would definitely have run this. But it wasn't. It was just kind of pants. And again, it has this remove from bind zone effect, same as Kabuki Kongo, which it didn't, I want to say, have in the physical card game, because here you can't run multiple of the first Vanguards, therefore this is your backup. And you do run 4 of this. We also do run 4 of Voidmaster. It is a bit risky because it has 9k power. You definitely do not want to be stuck riding this. During your turn, if you have more cards in your hand than your opponent, it gets plus 3k, which puts it up to the standard power line and lets it hit things on its own. It goes up to 12, which is okay, but the 9k power can hurt you. I used to run this at like a cheeky 1 copy, even in future versions of this deck, just because when it pops up on the rear guard in the real life card game, it can be a nasty surprise. This, on the other hand, you wouldn't bother with. because it's super nerfed. It has the same nerf as Dreadmaster, because it had the same effect in the real card game, which is you counterblast 2 instead of the 1 it originally was, and your opponent discards at the beginning of their turn rather than at the timing of the activation of the effect on hit, which again removes kill power from the deck. It's you kind of have to run it because it's just more beneficial, still more beneficial than more copies of Kabuki Kongo. And then, yeah, we will chuck rental copies of the Break Ride in there to fill out our grade 3 lineup, which is this. This is what you would ideally run, I think. While we're here, we'll change the triggers. So Voidmaster is definitely our heal, and I think everything else is draws because we have no draw power on this deck. That's what we're going to do for this stream anyway. In the physical card game, you would just run like 12 crit, probably 12 crit. No, you didn't have 12 crit. I think you had. Did you even have 8 crit? No, hang on. No, I think in the physical card game, because you had to have grade 0s with the trigger effects printed on them, I think you were stuck with rainbow triggers, which is to say you had 4. You were stuck with 4 of each type of trigger, which is not ideal, because hey, if you attack first with Kabuki Kongo, you can't stand anything with your standard triggers, right? Also, if you're running critical triggers, you kind of don't want to be attacking first with the Vanguard, but Kabuki Kongo kind of forced you into it anyway, so you didn't mind so much because that was a necessary evil. This, the grade 2s, we need our 4 copies of Tamahagane, one of which is going to be a rental. This is kind of hefty. This is hefty on the rental costs. But yes, this is Tamahagane. We went over its effect earlier when we were doing the polls. Its removal of interceptors in Vanguard Zero. The only ways you can defend are having interceptors on field, which your opponent has to go through before they can attack your Vanguard, or using Perfect Guard Sentinels to protect yourself from lethal damage, which you only have 4 of. This lets you get another attack in on the Vanguard, which you wouldn't otherwise get, and it's free. That's valuable. You kind of want to save it for a kill turn, or a turn where you know you can push for more damage, because it's not permanent removal, it's just temporarily getting something out of your way. You can turn it into permanent removal with your remove from bind zone effects, but really this is a key card to kind of get more kill power, because the deck has lost a lot of kill power in the nerfs it's received going into Zero. Now, the other 9 grade 2 slots are interesting. What we'll go over Chigasumi. It has the plus 3k effect, which it shares with Voidmaster. It's kind of pants because generally during your own turn, you have a lower hand count than your opponent when you first start attacking because you've just played a bunch of cards from field. So this is a really pants effect, and we don't want to run this. This is the 10k vanilla. Oh, right. The other sad thing about Chigasumi, Nubatama never got a 12k attacker. This was kind of their next best option if they really wanted something which could attack the opponent's Vanguard independently from the front row without a boost. Kind of. but we kind of have a slightly better option. Kokujo, when you bind an opponent's card, it gets plus 3k till the end of the turn. This is an effect which goes off every time an opponent's card is bound, so you can build up more than just the 3k to go up to 12 if you can bind a bunch of different cards. This is the card you would want on field in the real life card game when you set Kabuki Kongo off to bind your opponent's entire field. You just get a ton of power on your rearguard Kokujos, so you could swing in for big damage after your Vanguard attack. And honestly, this was the deck's only method of getting big damage in, or rather big power numbers. But in Zero, it's not going to stay on board for your break ride, so you can't depend on it going off on your break ride. It's not going to be on your field. So it's going to only go off when you Tamahagane or when you Yozakura Kongo, because they will bind a card or two cards in the case of Yozakura Kongo. So at most we're going up to 15 off Yozakura Kongo, and with a booster that will go up to 22, which is a full stage including a trigger, which is good. Or for Tamahagane, it'll go up to 12k, which lets it attack without a booster at the Vanguard. I am going to run 4 of these. I don't know if the correct... Hang on, sorry. We ended up looking at the full art there. I don't know if the correct call is 4, but we're going to go with 4 anyway, because the deck really does lack kill power. And then, for the remaining cards, we are going to run all 4k vanillas, which you might think, hey, that doesn't work. You can only run 4, and you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 slots you need to put things in. But this is Vanguard Zero. We have VTubers to help us. So we are running, we'll run 1 copy of Elite Miko VTuber, Sakura Miko, and 1 copy of Idol VTuber, Hoshimachi Suisei, both of which are from Hololive. And if you're somehow here watching me, without ever having heard of Hololive, I'm very impressed at the fact you've somehow managed that. Hololive is a Japanese VTuber agency which has a massive overseas presence. So yes, if you're somehow watching this without having heard of Hololive, comment, let me know that this somehow a miracle has happened. And then the rest of our grade 1s, which I'm really not too sure about. We've got our Perfect Guards and our Fukis. Our options are 4 Dreadmaster and 1 Sakura Fubuki, or 4 Sakura Fubuki, 1 Dreadmaster. Probably. Our Counterblast usage. I think this deck looks deceptively light on Counterblast usage. I mean, Kabuki Kongo, I'll be surprised if we ever need to Counterblast for this. If we do, we have had a horrible game in terms of what we've drawn. Yozakura Kongo is Counterblast 1, but the backup removed from Bind Zone effects are also Counterblast 1. So that's potentially Counterblast 2 there. Same with Kabuki Kongo. Our Break Ride is costless, as it is in the physical card game. I swear, if they put a Counterblast cost on this, I would have been super salty, because the deck is nerfed enough. Voidmaster, like Dreadmaster, is a Counterblast 2 cost, which is heavy, and our other Counterblast cost in the deck is Fuki. If your opponent has 3 or more cards in hand, Counterblast 1, put it into Soul to random bind one card from their hand. Random Bind is very strong. And what I see happening is this will random bind 1. Your Zakura Congo random binds 2. So this can take your opponent from 5 cards down to... No. 6 cards down to 3. Yes, that's how it works. I can do basic addition. 6 cards down to 3, then you can Fuki once to bring them down to 2, and all of those are random bind? Yes, random bind. So you can random bind 4 of 6 cards, or 4 of 6 or more cards, I should say. And that overall requires 2 Counterblast, maybe 3 Counterblast if you end up using the remove from drop zone effects of your Zakura Congo. Also, one thing I forgot to mention is Kujikuru Congo is actually buffed. The 4 or more cards in hand condition, I believe your Zakura Congo had it in the real card game, but Kujikuru Congo also did. So it's a slight buff, not a huge buff, but it's something. We'll take what we can. Given that it was nerfed anyway, I'm not sure it entirely balances out, because taking the second card out of your opponent's hand would have been nice, but it's something. We'll take it. And yeah, you've got Counterblast 2 there. If you want to do it more than once, if you need more than one turn of that to kind of push and then have a kill turn, that's kind of harsh on the Counterblast costs. It might be okay to do this. I think we'll go with 1 Dreadmaster, 4 vanillas, just so that we're not kind of forced into situations where we end up spending Counterblast when we shouldn't. I'm suspecting we will not Counterblast. Well, we'll end up not really wanting to Dreadmaster or Voidmaster more than once per game, ever. And the Sakura Fubukis will give us a chance at creating better lines of numbers in our rearguard columns, because 2 of these will end up at 16k, which is where the magic numbers are. So that is our deck. We'll go to the confirm screen. We have our Kuroko. We're running 9 draws, 4 heals. We've got our 4 Sentinels, 1 Dreadmaster, 4 Fuki, 4 Sakura Fubuki, the 8k vanillas, 4 Tamahagane, 4 Kokujo, and then 5 10k vanillas, 4 Break Rides, 1 Kabuki Kongo, 4 Yozakura Kongo, and then 4 Voidmaster. Our main combos are Break Riding onto Yozakura Kongo, then we want to have Kokujo on field to create big numbers. We want Tamahagane out on kill turns and push turns if we can create big numbers to remove interceptors, and also Fuki to remove more cards from hand during kill turns. That is basically how the deck runs. Dreadmaster and Voidmaster, I think we want to avoid using. It's more of an opportunistic thing. If they come up, they come up. If they don't, then we don't really care. So we'll save. Yeah, it contains cards you don't yet own. You may only use the rental deck during the particular period. Are we allowed to use it? What is the rental deck period? for certain decks, because I've never actually used the rental deck feature. We are allowed to use this, right? I don't actually know. This is new. Yeah, we don't care about our sleeves. That's fine. And then we will check if we can actually run this, because I've never actually used the deck rental feature before. And we'll claim that you created a Nubatama deck achievement for the banner, which we don't care about. I think I'm still running the default banner. Can I actually use this deck? That's a good question. Rental decks cannot be used in fights at the moment. Ah, okay, so there's specific periods you have to use it in. Alright. When? I've not noticed this. Alright, so we don't care about that. We will put in a second... let's put in a second Miko. And then we'll strip those out and put... hang on, I need to get the non-SP copy, because it counts the non-SP copies separately. We'll put those in. So this will be a super RNG fest as to whether or not we actually manage to get our break rides. But yeah, at least we've kind of taken a look at what the deck probably should look like. And then we're now playing the deck as it definitely shouldn't look like. I mean, it could be worse. We could have gotten no copies of Kuchigiri Kongo, forcing us to run one copy of Daidara Hoshi, which I have never run, ever, a single time. Oh, I don't like that. We'll put one Kokujo back. So we'll keep the Fuki, keep one Kokujo. No grade 3s, but we definitely didn't want to ride the Void Masters, so that's not a huge loss. Alright, we've got our Kabuki Kongo. That's fine. So we want to ride into Fuki, Kuroko behind the Vanguard. As always, we're playing against Narukami, so we'll be losing Kuroko very soon. Our opponent is playing the Vowing Saber reverse deck. Alright. Yeah, I'm surprised I'm seeing Blade Hang Draco Kid over Saishin. Not Saishin? Not Saishin. Linchu, that's the one. Although I think Linchu did get nerfed, so this is kind of viable. You can push for more damage earlier in the game. We are definitely riding into... Actually, no. We'll ride into Kokujo. Then we will drop this 17k column so that we can get 2 attacks in. We can be super greedy. We could play super greedy. Am I going to play super greedy? I'm going to play super greedy. So, if our opponent gets no triggers, we can walk them up to 3 damage this turn. Or if we both get a trigger off this attack. We didn't get it. Didn't get it. So we've maybe wasted an Interceptor off that. This can't hit. 17 against 22. That's kind of wishful thinking, but I'm not too fond of the entire matchup to begin with, because Narukami is one of it is the most oppressive deck in the game. It is the most oppressive deck in the game. And that's with Link Joker in the game, which is saying something. Once Chaos comes out, I think Link Joker takes the crown for most oppressive control deck in the game. But yeah, this oh, I got a heal as well. This is painful. Man, they got a lot of mileage out of. They got a lot of mileage out of that. Alright, this is interesting. I think we just go into... Yeah, Yozakura Kongo. And then... Yep, thank you. Yeah, we'll just play a field. This is not a situation I am particularly happy with, but we will use the Void Master off this attack, because we're kind of behind. Then we want to go Rearguard and then Vanguard, I think. So it makes no difference which order we attack in. We will be blocked by a defensive either way. Okay, no defensive. That's good. Drawn to a heal. Oof. Big oof. We'll play like we're running stands, put the power on the rear guard. I think we've actually shown our opponent all of our grade 3, so they should know, if they're paying attention, that we're not running stands, but hey, maybe we can scare them into it if they're not paying attention. Not that I'm sure there's a huge amount of benefits to that. There goes our Fuki. Yeah, I can see that being an important target. Because we do need that. We do want Fukis for our kill turn. This is gonna hurt. Alright, so we are losing our field this turn. This is gonna be painful. Oof. Ooh, damaging 2 PGs. Oh, I felt that. That was really painful. Alright. We don't have a proper field. That's extremely unfortunate. I am... 4 more cards in hand? I have 4 more cards in hand. Last one. Am I not at limit break? I am at limit break. Is there a reason I can't use this? Hang on, I'm running out of time. Oh wait, I'm still in the ride phase. That explains why I can't use it. I'm being super dumb. Discard a card. I kinda don't want to. I am going to, like, super pray for triggers, I think. Yeah, no. Actually, no. We'll play it safe, but we want to reduce the opponent's resources anyway. Nice. Actually, this doesn't have to be on Vanguard hit to get rid of stuff, does it? Actually, it does. Oof. Was that like that in the real card game? It's been way too long since I've played the Limit Break deck. Because, well, it's a Limit Break deck. I need to pray for my... probably both my remaining heals. Or pray the opponent gets no triggers. No, I do need the heal. Dang. Excuse me? Although, yeah, we saw... Yeah, we've seen way too many of our grade 3s this game. Just drawing into them normally. Actually, we can hit the Vanguard this turn, which will probably be the death of us, but hey, we're kind of praying for heals at this point anyway. It's... it's a bit of a sad situation. Yay! Yeah, I was kind of scared of this happening, which is why I wanted to get the early 3 damage in, which is a risky play, but given how much more kill power Narukami has than Nubatama, I am right to be worried. But yeah, I am just going to die this turn. I mean, he could retire our 2 remaining rear guards if he really wanted, like that. So at this point we are like super locked out of the game. I wonder, do we run all draws and then heals? Or do we want to throw some crits in there? There might be merit in running crits. I mean, we can double heal off this and then live, but we're not going to, because that's incredibly unlikely. Well, that was sad for our first game. Although we are kind of like lacking a break ride, so that's not too far off what I would have expected in that matchup. But we are going to we'll play another game with all draws and heals, and if it's looking like we just do not have enough power, I might. I think we'll probably make it 5 crit, maybe 4 or 5 crit, then draws and heals, just so we have some way of killing. Like normally, I would super recommend clan events to kind of get into the game, but Nubatama, as the limit break deck is at the moment in Zero, is probably the most underwhelming event deck we've had. Not going to lie. Yeah, we'll go into the vanilla. Force you to put that heal back right away. If you want to boost with it. But the reason I want to kind of get all the stuff during this event is because the deck gets way, way stronger in the G series block, as it is. As anyone who's played the real card game knows, Nubatama gets super strong, assuming they don't nerf the heck out of it like they have here. And that crit hurt. Dang. Yeah, so their first Vanguard puts itself back to deck and becomes a heal trigger. So they have 5 heals total. And we are going to hit our opponent a bunch. Do I hold this? I might hold that. Yeah, I'm going to hold the 10k vanilla for next turn in case they also play one down and I need to get rid of it. Although I could play risky and try and walk them up. I'm going to do that again. I'm going to do the monkey brain play again and try and walk them up to 3 damage. Because again, it doesn't matter what we're playing against, I am kind of scared that we can just die really, really fast. Magus does have some kill power. Okay, so we don't get to push them to 3 damage, which is unfortunate, but yeah, Magus does have some kill power on their Break Ride and main grade 3. Specifically, this thing gives itself a crit. And they're also running crits, so we are at risk of just eating 3 damage in a single turn and just dying. So I am wanting to close out the game sooner than later, if possible. Okay, so only 1 grade 2 interceptor on board, so there is the possibility we could walk them to 4 damage next turn, pushing them to an early limit break. This wasted heal here could be important. Heals only go off if you have equal or greater damage than your opponent before the heal would go to the damage zone. So we are kind of worried, and they they goofed. They kind of goofed. Their Vanguard wasn't big enough to hit. They could have swung in anyway, and they could have swung in anyway, hoped for a trigger. I don't know why they didn't attack. That's a bit weird, but we don't care. That's fine. Now this situation, I could drop the Tamahagane, but I kind of don't want to. That feels like a bit more of a risk than we really care to have at the moment. So we'll just do this. And hopefully we get 1 trigger, which will allow this to definitely hit, even if they get defensive, but we didn't, but they didn't get defensive. Okay. Alright, so this is not a terrible position. We could be in a better position, but this is not terrible. Alright, that's the 12k attacker for Megasus. This, I am surprisingly alright with this. Pentagonal Magus, nice. By the way, the Megasus and also Yozakura Kongo were never featured in the anime, so they do not have short cutscenes pulled from the anime. Kabuki Kongo and Kujikuri Kongo should, because they did appear in the anime, but I kind of don't want to ride this. We probably... Yeah, I think I'll have to do so before the end of the stream, just to show off the cutscene. And I just might not get to show off Kujikuri Kongo's cutscene because we've not seen it yet. Or rather, I think we drive checked it, but we haven't ridden it yet. We need to ride it to see the cutscene. Alright, this is gonna hurt. Eating 2 damage. Actually, this is kind of... Maybe I should have... Yeah, I should... As it turns out, I should have done Tamahagane and Kokusho the other way around, but that heal trigger means it might not matter anyway. Oh, okay. Though there is one tiny sad detail. The opponent is not at 4 or more cards in hand, which means we can't use Yozakura Kongo's Limit Break. But we can Fuki. So we are going to do this. Time for the random bind. Oh, we bound a Tom. Oh, we get to see what it is. In the real card game, if you bind a card from Nubatama's effects from a closed zone like the hand, they are bound face down. So that is a difference. We really don't care. I'm gonna put that back in the hand. And then the spooky there, and I think this is all we can manage. Yes, sadly this looks like all we can manage. So we need to deal 3 damage somehow. Oh! Okay, so we can't deal 3 damage this turn. We need a trigger for this to hit. And even if we get this trigger, the third attack will never have enough power to hit. Alright, we've drawn 2 of our 3 remaining heals. Yeah, we'll get rid of the card. Okay, this will last cost to get rid of that Tom. And then we'll swing in here. We're running a bit low on time. Talking. This is scary. Maybe I should have thrown these 2 down on the previous turn. Tried to get Voidmaster's effect off as well, to peel a card out of hand at the start of this turn, although I don't think it matters. Oh? Oh? Alright. Okay. Okay. This is gonna hurt. I mean, they seem confident that we're not going to heal. Which is a fair assessment. They must be really confident that we don't have PGs. Because I don't think we've shown we've not seen a single PG the entire game. Oh yeah, we're super dead. We don't have enough heals to survive through that. Hey, there's a PG. Alright. So we ended up hitting draw triggers into our heals. That's kind of painful. Yeah, the alternative play, throwing down the Voidmaster and the Fuki, wouldn't have made a huge amount of difference. So, let's... kind of reluctant to take draws out of the deck. But I think we'll do it for this fight. We will go 4 crits, I think. 4 crits? Yeah, we'll go 4 crit, 5 draw. So this has been quite unfortunate. Just getting smacked around, running on Nubatama deck, which is incomplete. If I can get the deck to completion by the end of the event, I might do another Vanguard stream sometime in the next few weeks, but want to play Monster Hunter Rise this weekend, and we also have Super Metroid to finish. Oof, this hand. I'm gonna put this Kabuki Kongo back and hope we draw something better. Your Zakura Kongo is better.
Stand up.
Kujikiri Kongo would be much better. But this isn't bad. We've got a couple 10k vanillas. And hey, it's Narukami again. And they are running Linchu, so we're going to be apprehensive putting boosters down. It can only hit grade 1 or greater, which means Kuroko is safe from Linchu at least. But Narukami have a whole host of other effects which they can use to get rid of it. Right, so we'll ride up, put Kuroko there, and I think we will, since they have Linchu out anyway, we'll just throw this out and try and get some early damage in. Nice. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. That's not so fine. Oh, wow, that's actually... I think that's actually pretty bad. Because if they can get rid of... Yeah, they'll get rid of this Sakurahuki this turn, which will cripple our ability to push on this grade 2 turn. Oh, was that a descendant? That was a descendant. And no Linchu. Alright. Whatever you say, dude. Let's get this out. 10k vanilla and pull this back. 10k vanilla there, and again, I think we do risk it. Because Narukami is that much of a scary matchup. So let's you and me go for a walk. Up to 4 damage. Oh. Alright. So we're running crits now, so we do fish for this attack. Alright. Yeah, a crit there would have been ideal. Also, that was Kuchikuri Kongo. This can't hit. So we end. This is a bit iffy. This is definitely a bit iffy. If they hit one more heal at any point during this game, we're going to struggle massively to close it out. I mean, we have seen 2 Descendants out. Although, given our damage is this low, and that it's going to stay low because we have Interceptors out, I am scared of Gauntlet Buster next turn. I don't see much point in trying to stall until our limit break. I think we just need to push as hard as possible.
Vanguard
That's a PG. But yeah, we are scared of Gauntlet Buster. Actually, no, we have PG, so we are no longer scared of Gauntlet Buster next turn. We've got 12, that would be a 20k column, 20k doesn't make a difference, so let's actually no, I want to be at limit break next turn, so we're going to do this. I'll put this back in your hands, maybe. We're running crits, so rear guard attack first. Alright, so guaranteed to hit with this as well. If we could find a crit, that would be pretty cool. But no, that was a PG going to the bottom of our deck, I think. So, and yeah, we'll get rid of that Interceptor. Yeah, I think there's value in doing so. Yeah, I think it's worth it. I'd like to be able to get maximum value off that, but the opponent's hand is maybe low enough for it to make a difference. There goes our Interceptor. Oh, we are going to have a bit of a struggle applying pressure next turn. But the Tamahagane last turn was still good. If we can find another one, that would be ideal. Because we are going to have a hand of pretty much nothing except this Kokujo at the start of next turn, and we need to draw very well. Our field is going to get emptied right here. Wait, what? What? My dude, did you just lock your own Interceptor? Well, your attacker, it's an attacker as well, more importantly. Why would you do that? I mean, yeah, it's probably not hitting, but why? That's just really confusing to look at. Oh boy. Dang. Look at this discrepancy in the number of triggers pulled. That's an oof. Oh, really? Really? Oh, okay. Okay. So we are going to have to do this. We have to kill this turn because they can just retire this, and then I'm banking on a heal next turn regardless. So, yes, I want to call the Sentinel. This needs a trigger on it to hit. We are going to... Actually, it needs 2 triggers on it to hit. That was... This is scary. And they probably have a PG. I forgot they were cross-ride. This can make numbers, but... Oh! No PG! Nice! We totally won that through complete RNG. Triggers saved us completely. Yeah. The lack of resources there really hurt towards the end. I mean, I think it's only really... Yeah, it's only really the Boeing Saber Reverse deck that you're going to see quite that much retire out of. Maybe Gauntlet Buster as well, but it's more costly. But yeah, if it was most other decks, we wouldn't have dropped to quite that few resources. So that would have been a slightly better situation. We wouldn't have been as dependent on triggers if it was a different matchup. But we got it through randomness. That happens in Vanguard Zero. The guy thought he was safe. He wasn't. It was that. Oh! We've got it! We have it! I'm putting this Void Master back, but we have it! Oh no! This is a VP farmer. We finally got our break ride, but this is a VP farmer, isn't it? Unless they're actually playing Galahad, which would be a little bit weird, but sure. No, so the timing of those phase changes felt like a VP farmer to me. We are going to ride Sakura Fubuki. Kuroko goes there, and I think we will put Dreadmaster out. If this is a VP farmer, we just want to get this done as soon as possible. If this was the real card game, I would never do this, because Dreadmaster is way too valuable. Or the original version of it is. But here, I don't... It's not as valuable by a long way. Fuki is far more valuable. Man, they're actually doing the Superior Rides. I swear, if this guy is VP farming, and playing Ride Chain, and playing heals and PGs, I'll be sad. Yeah, they're farming. This guy's farming. Auto clickers are fine, but they don't make for very riveting stream footage. Okay, we'll ride our SP Tamahagane. Also, yes, the character, the skin, Ninja Master Neo, otherwise known as Mark Sensei, is amazing. He is like the best because he's all like, yes, ninja art of summoning. It's great. Battle. Let's just swing in. Show me a trigger. Alright. I attacked in the wrong order, but hey, that's fine. Yeah, it didn't matter anyway. So, we are going to get to see Kujikuri Kongo's animation on our next turn. Once the auto clicker has done its clicking, we will get that. specialises.
なんと忍法長考の術
Art of Contemplation.
なかなかやるでござるな。よろしくお願いするでござる。スタンド&ドロー
Wait, did that get cancelled out by the...
ファイナルターン
There we go. Okay, ready? Ready? Ready?
忍びの道は修羅の道。孤独に打ち勝ち道を開け。忍法超変化の術。修羅人流くじ切り混合。
Nice. Was that worth it? Was it worth it playing against this VP farmer for that? I think it was.
アタック
Yeah, Miko's cut in. Actually, come to think of it,
影に生きるでござる。
I haven't ridden either of the VTubers yet, have I? Because they also get cut-ins, I think. Or rather, animations, which have been done especially for the game. How are we looking for time? Yeah, we'll play through to 2 hours, so... Yeah, we'll play at least one more game. Might have time for 2, depending on how long they run. Alright, we're gonna ride Miko this game. We'll put one Kokujo back because we have a ton of grade 2s. More grade 2s is always nice, but Kokujo is like kill turn material, as is Tamahagane, but hey, we'll live with it. Oh. Ended up with Miko's card text in front of the ride cut-in. Oh, this is Demon Bike. Alright. So let's get a Sakura Huki out here. Kuroko can go back there, and we're not going to be greedy. Might be worth being greedy. Yeah, let's go for it. Why not? Ooh, spooky. Ah, why would you do that? Okay, we can get a trigger as well, right? Oh, crit trigger, nice. That's gonna hurt. And we got PG. That was a very good turn. Yeah, this guy is going to have to counter rush. Really? You want to do that? Alright. I'm going to push as hard as possible. Which admittedly isn't going to be super hard. But I do want to push. Okay, this is pretty solid. Okay, riding Miko. Very nice. Okay, we'll just put up a wall of 10Ks. And try and push them to 5. Oh, another defensive. Can we find another trigger? Yeah, hello. Does this kill though? This kills. Okay. Are you gonna find a heal? All right. This is no longer a Nubatama deck. This is now a Hololive deck. Oh. All right. We definitely have time for one more game after that. That was just super sad times for our opponent. Just lost 2 consecutive crits. No one said Vanguard Zero was the most skill-based game out there. But hey, it's fine. Battle Sister Taffy, I ran a Limit Break Battle Sister deck for a bit in the real game. I do not have the cards to do so in Zero. It would be cool, but it's still kind of a bit underwhelming regardless, so I'm not going to go out of my way to do so. MLB, you must be so skilled. I think I've played this guy before. I remember seeing that comment somewhere before. I'm gonna keep this. I might regret doing so, but oh, this is a VP farmer because you can tell because they're running the vanilla grade 0, and they also just skipped their ride phase. Yeah, this is the painful part of trying to do Vanguard Zero content, which is why I did like I think 4 videos right when I started the channel, and then I immediately stopped because I was having to play for hours before I got games I could actually put into a video, because at the time we were doing videos rather than streams. And when I did I think the last one was the first Spike Brothers Clan Event, which we did. I actually played games for like 3 hours before I got like I think about 3 non-VP farmer games in that space of time, because they hadn't implemented a change to VP farming at that point, where now you only gain VP based on the damage you do if you lose. Then you just got full VP for losing. Yeah, hello. Alright, yeah, this is now the Hololive exhibition video. Oh man. Oh, let's throw these out. Yay. No trigger. That's a crit, so our last attack won't hit, but we should finish them off on the next turn. Yeah, I'm excited where the Nubatama deck will go in future. At the moment, it's with the nerfs to it and with how Zero works to begin with. Kabuki Kongo, super underwhelming. Dreadmaster and Voidmaster nerfed into the ground. Kujikuri Kongo semi-nerfed with a slight buff. It doesn't really make up for it. The state of the deck at the moment, it's fairly solidly, I think, a C-tier deck. It can randomly pull perfect guards out of your opponent's hand and steal games, but it's fairly underwhelming in its normal state. Okay, here's farmer with perfect guards. Thanks, dude. Real helpful. But the Legion pair, which I'm assuming is coming in the next round of support, that's fun, assuming they don't nerf that into the ground as well. It's not one of the most powerful Legion pairs out there, but it definitely makes the deck more fun to play. And once the first round of G support, when strides come into the game, if the game goes that far, I'm hoping they continue Zero that far, then assuming there's no huge nerfs there, then the deck will be quite strong in Zero, I think. We'll try one more game, because that was a farmer. We want to get another proper game in, right? We don't want to leave it as a Hololive exhibition game and then a VP farmer. We can do better than that. Even if it's getting clowned by Narukami again, we can do better. Oh, it's Kagero this time. Okay, we have... I'll keep this hand. Yeah, I'll keep this hand. It's fairly stable. Alright. So we're riding the Sakurafuki. Kuroko back. Normal start. Question is, how hard do we try next turn? I'm reluctant to try too hard, because Kagero, at least the Nouvelle Vague build, which is what this guy is definitely running, has a lot of retire in it. So we are likely to just hemorrhage resources, although with that second Fuki, I'm inclined to try a bit harder. Let's ride the other Hololive unit. Yeah! Sui-chan is cute today too. Tell you what, I'm gonna throw this out. I'm gonna throw this out. If I wasn't wanting to do the Hololive ride animation, I would have put them the other way around, created a 17 column, but we wanted to see that, right? Alright, no damage trigger, that's good. We hit a crit! That is nice. We really do want to see that, unless they go into Cruel Dragon, in which case I would be super sad if they... actually, wouldn't be too bad. Oh, this is what? Seal Dragon? Seal Dragon 12k attacker? Are you not Nouvelle Vague? What are you playing? Yeah, this is Seal Dragons. Is this just Seal Dragons with Nouvelle Vague Call as a backup strategy? I don't understand what's going on, but alright. I mean, I could spend resources now to minus us both. That might actually be the smart play. Because this is probably going to get retired anyway. But it's Seal Dragon, so do I really care? Because he might give me interceptors by accident. No, this is fine. This is fine.
アタックダメージチェックヴァンガードにアタックファーストチェックセカンドチェックダメージチェック
Okay, this is fairly stable. I'm expecting a big seal dragon to come out this turn. Blockade or Blockade Inferno, probably Blockade Inferno. You really don't have time to break ride, my dude. That's not the thing you probably want to be doing. Although, if you like somehow manage to successfully, okay. Alright, so we are going for the break ride. And that's Weather Cloth on the rear guard, and Blockade Inferno on the rear guard. Alright. You must think you can survive. Alright. I don't want a damage trigger here, I want to go to 4. Game, please. No, we're not rewriting. As much as I'd like to, we're not doing it. We could Fuki, but it's pretty pointless. We're just gonna swing in 3 times. So it's battle. Swing in. Perfect guard. Nice. Again. Nice. Heal trigger doesn't go off. Does not matter unless he has third. Perfect guard. Doesn't. Okay, so we didn't really get to showcase the skills that much, or at all, really, during that game. We just managed to vanilla the opponents to death with reasonable luck on our triggers. They just happened not to get defensives, which let the kind of monkey brain early rush strats work. We don't really want to let Kagero play their late game. It's scary, multiple attacks, it hurts. But yeah, that is the Nubatama deck is kind of what I want to say. We played a super incomplete version. We didn't get to do our full break ride combo. I'd like to get a proper exhibition match done. Maybe in a video, rather than another stream. I'll have to see, depending if I can get the full deck together. But we will call this game here. This stream here. I must be really tired. We will call this stream here. It was a moderately successful stream. Moderately successful pulls. We got half of our triple Rs. We have enough materials for 1 to craft. Hopefully I won't need to do so. I'll try to get the rest of the deck together before the end of the event. But yeah, some of our pulls today were a bit painful. All of those SPs of the cards we did not need at all in the slightest. But yeah, my hope is at least for the 4th SP Fuki. That would be nice, even if we can't get the rest of our triple Rs together. So, next stream will be on Friday. I want to do Monster Hunter Rise, but it releases on Friday, and I ordered my copy from Amazon, so I may or may not have it. depending on whether or not the delivery comes on time. So Friday might be Monster Hunter, it might not be. That's yet to be seen, and it's out of my hands. So if you want to find out what it is, and you're not yet subscribed, please consider doing so, and check out my Twitter linked in the description below. As always, thank you very much for watching, and remember, I'll be seeing you next time.